don't want any salami. I'm gonna just do my makeup, yeah?
What about chorizo?
Okay, so I'm gonna use this Innisfree SPF. I've been using this for about a month now, and I'm really liking it. Like, oh, I need a mirror. Some people outside the school win a couple of
Why don't you
guys.
tell everyone about your inspiration for your tattoo tomorrow?
I don't have any inspiration.
Write down.
I just like it. Dream on. So Henry, behind me over here, Henry and I met, actually we met on Bumble, which I find quite funny that I met someone online and now my whole career is like an online job. I work in social media for full time.
I thought I saw the potential in you before anyone else did.
Well, this is so sweet and also so, I feel like so arrogant for me to say, but when we met, Henry was like, you could be a model. And I always feel like a jackass when I say that out loud. But he said that to me and, well, you were serious, weren't you?
Yeah, I think you're very pretty.
Oh, thanks.
So what?
So yeah, he was saying it to me seriously and no one had ever said that to me seriously before and I obviously didn't think anything of it or like believe him or whatever. Anyway, since we've been together, this man has manifested so much in our relationship. For starters, I have had about 5 or 6 modelling jobs since we got together. Never had a modelling job, even like the prospect of doing a modelling job before we got together. I started working in social media and bam! I mean, I get it. Businesses like using influencers as models. And it's been really fun and it's actually opened my eyes up to a different industry that I never thought like I would have any connections to, if that makes sense. And he also manifested being a house husband because when I met this guy on our first date, and this is how we met. We started talking on Bumble. I was in France at the time because I used to work in France a lot for my old job, which I love to drop into conversation, every conversation I have. And during that trip, I had just become single after like a long-term relationship and I just did not want to get into a relationship. I thought, no, it's your single era, it's just time to be like by yourself, be alone, like figure yourself out, you know, have this time to yourself. Anyways, I'm on Bumble and I'm like, right, just want to have a bit of fun, just want to chat to a few people, and we ended up finding each other. I think it took like literally only a day between him finding me and me finding him.
I matched you when I was in Scotland with Jordan and Darren and Els.
Oh yeah, whose wedding we have now been to, and Jordan is his childhood best friend and we are like best friends with him and his girlfriend and it's so sweet. And when I matched him, was in London, so this was when I got back. I was in London with my best friend celebrating one of our friends' birthdays. So I upload this picture, I'll insert it here. I was thirst trapping. I took that picture, I had kind of come off the back of a weight loss journey, if you will, and I was feeling hot, I was feeling so myself and just feeling like so good in who I was internally and externally. And yeah, I just wanted a little bit of fun to have a good time, and I swiped on Henry. I found his profile, and I'm not kidding. I showed my friend his profile, and I said, oh, I just fucking don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a boyfriend, but if I had a boyfriend, I'd want it to be him, because of the way that he like, I don't know, his just profile, there's just something about it. I just loved it. I loved the pictures that he chose. I loved everything that he like had. Like, it wasn't, you know, he wasn't like taking himself too seriously. He was really light-hearted. He was over 6 foot and I was like, yes, I'm in, I'm gonna marry this man, I love him. I was just obsessed. Like, I just really fancied him from the get-go. I can't pinpoint it. There was that one picture, I'll insert it here, that really gravitated me towards him. I just felt like I wanted to know him.
The photo of which I edited.
In Scotland? What, you whitened your teeth?
Yeah, like...
Such a lie. This guy's got suck. No, I'm taking.
Got a good blusher. What thing am I steaming?
Can you steam both those dresses? I don't know which one to wear.
What the fuck?
Sorry. I like fell in love with this picture and I don't know what it was. I just looked at it and I just felt like it's so, I don't know, I just thought it was really comforting. Like, it was just he looked really good and he looked really happy, and I just could picture myself standing next to him in that photo in that moment, which I think is a bit crazy to feel that way about someone you've... Huh?
Quite a friendly guy.
I know you're a friendly guy.
Comes across in my images.
And I think it's kind of crazy to say and feel that way about someone that you've never met. Bear in mind, like, we've never physically crossed paths that we know about. And so, like, how can I have this... What is pulling me towards him? Anyways, I carried on talking to this other guy that I was not really dating, but we literally just went to, like, junkyard golf and... What did we do for our second date? We did something else, but I can't remember what. But we just did like a couple of activities where we're both on the same page of neither of us want a relationship. We just kind of hung out as friends because we both just wanted to just chill with someone. And it was really nice, but that literally lasted 2 dates because before the third date, I texted him and I was like, look, I've got to be honest with you. Bear in mind, I spent the whole second date talking to him about my ex, about what I'd been through and the fact that I just don't want a boyfriend. And he had been telling me all about his situation. And then coming up to our third date, I cancel on him and I tell him, bless you, I have met someone. I hadn't even met Henry at this stage yet. And I told him, look, I've met someone I've been talking to on Bumble and I know everything that I said, but there's just something drawing me to this guy and I don't know what it is. And it just feels wrong to like continue talking to you and continue hanging out when I actually think I really like this guy. And at that stage, Henry and I had literally been speaking like 3 days. So it was a bit extreme of me, like a bit of a weird move, to be honest. But I look back with zero regrets because as soon as we had our first, do you remember our first phone call, our first FaceTime when I was in the office? Henry was waiting outside his haircut to get his haircut, waiting outside his barber's, and I was in the office working late on a Friday night. It's a constant theme.
Working late.
Because I worked in urology.
She's an Asian.
It's so true. It's a constant theme in my life that I'm married to my work, like literally right now. And it's not good. It's not healthy, guys. Stop it. So I met Henry. We FaceTimed that night because we were talking about meeting up, but none of us really had the time in the end to do it because I decided to stay at work late and this guy decided to get a haircut and he was on his way to Ascot. We had this phone call, this FaceTime conversation, and I don't know what it was, but we just like vibed straight away. Like we had been texting and both of us are like not double, triple texters, like quadruple, like octuple texters. Like we were both just like spamming each other's phones, like whenever we were like thinking about each other in the day, like had something to say, like just were talking non-stop. And it was so nice and it's the kind of energy I love and I appreciate. We just became like best buds straight away, don't you feel?
All right, bud.
Yes, he's very romantic and he also agrees. So it was really, really, really nice and we decided to go for our first date. Long story short, couldn't make it. Second date, couldn't make it.
What was it?
I went to Paris for the second one, the second time, and I don't know what the first time was. We were going to meet for that drink. Yeah, we were going to meet for that. We were actually going to go to corner stores the first date.
Were we?
Which we actually ended up doing on our third date. Oh, I got mascara everywhere. Oh, SW4! SW4! We were supposed to meet at a festival. So we were talking about like arranging this day and then I said, oh, I can't do that day on the Saturday. And he goes, oh no, I can't do the Saturday either. Let's do the Sunday. And I said, oh, what are you doing on Saturday? Like just curious. And he said he's going to SW4 and I said, shut up, me too. So we decided, okay, we're going to meet at this festival. Let me tell you, this was my first festival, my first day fest. It was SW4, a London festival, okay? I've paid a lot of money to be there. I've paid a lot of money to drink there. And I've paid a lot of money to have a good time, basically. And I was such a rookie. I had in my head, right, this guy's a little bit of a fuckboy because everything just seemed like too good to be true. And I very much believed at the time that if something was too good to be true, it was. Now I know different, very different, because my whole life feels a little bit too good to be true now. So I just got really drunk and I generally thought this guy wasn't going to reach out to me, wasn't going to try to contact me for the whole day. And I was like, do you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to have a good time. And I definitely overdid it. Well, I know I overdid it. It was really bad. My friends were looking after me while I was sat on a field in the middle of the festival. They were taking care of me, bless those girls, while he calls me, not once, not twice. Shall I tell them the real number?
Do it if you want, mate.
87 times. Psycho behaviour.
Also, when you're at a festival, you've got no signal, you call and it doesn't come up, like, you didn't ring every time.
That's always been your, like, defence, that...
No, that's the truth.
You try to call, but it wouldn't even, like, ring, but then it would go through on my phone, but not on his phone. Do you know what? I believe you. I back you with that, because I feel like I know that happens. I know it happens. It's fine.
And then you were dropping, like, breadcrumbs. Like, I would call you and text you and it wouldn't go through for ages.
And then it would go through one time.
And then Rose would be like, at the waltzers.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wicked.
And then you go over to the waltzers and...
Leave my mates or take my mates over to the waltzers.
Wouldn't be there, wouldn't know what's going on. And turns out, instead of me thinking that this man literally was like not bothered by me, was just kind of like messaging me and like seemed too good to be true because he was too good to be true kind of thing, was like chasing the end of my tail the whole day.
So much so that at the end of the day, most of my friends are...
Please come over here and tell this story.
And at the end of the festival, it was like a day festival.
Yeah.
At the end of it, most of my friends had left and like gone outside the gates, and it was only like, I went with a friend and his friend groups I'm now friends with, but I only knew like him really well at the time.
From uni.
That he come and was like, mate, everybody's going, let it go. Just leave her.
Basically told him to give up on me and that I was like playing him, or like it just wasn't worth the juice. And then Jackson, I've literally just found this out. Bear in mind, we've been together 4.5 years, almost 5. I've just found this out like a month ago. Jackson, one of the boys in the group, who you're not even like particularly close to.
One of my closest ones, yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of the closest from that group.
But yeah.
What did he say to you? He sat Henry down and had a conversation with Henry afterwards, and he was like, look, I get it. Like, just keep trying. Don't give up on this. But like, obviously give up for today because they all wanted to go home. Is that true? That's what happened, isn't it?
He's like super friendly and chats you like.
Yeah, he's really nice.
He's whatever you are, he's team you no matter what, like.
Oh, that's really cute. But yeah, Jackson like admitted that to both of us the other day. Even though I've met Jackson like 20 times, he's never told me that before. And it was just really sweet. And out of all people in that friendship group, like I just didn't imagine Jackson having that conversation with you, but he did. And it was really sweet. Right, let's put the concealer on your face now because it's good to let it like set, or else it'll just like rub straight off, especially if it's a scab. So for our first date, when we finally got together, we went to Virginia Waters for a picnic, and Henry picked me up in his car, and up until this point I hadn't actually realised he lived 45 minutes away from me, because when we first started speaking he said to me, just want to check that the distance between us like isn't going to be an issue. Just covering all your spots now.
Alright.
That's all of them.
So you can't see that mirror?
No, I'm using this one.
Oh mate, that looks awful.
No, you do that, let it sit in and then we blend it out. Like mine. Don't leave it like that,
Well,
do
it looks
I?
worse.
If you don't like it at the end, you just rub it off. It's not like you have other makeup on.
Oh yeah, Virginia Waters.
I didn't know that he actually lived 45 minutes away from me, because he goes to me, just want to check that this place isn't too far for you. Me thinking it's actually a different place, which is 10 minutes up the road, and my parents lived right next to the motorway. So it was like next door. Turns out they weren't the same place, and he was in fact 45 minutes away.
They begin with the same letter though, so fair play to
Yeah,
them.
they begin with the same letter. And that was the only similarity between them. But we still go on this first day. I'm calling him, like waiting for him to pick me up, like, hey, just want to know like where you are. I am on off FaceTime to one of my best friends, Maisie, who's in Australia at the time, and I'm freaking out. I'm about to go on this date with this guy. No, she's not even in Australia at the time. She's at home in England, and I'm just still freaking out. Like, I'm about to go on this date with this guy. Like, I really fucking like him. I was texting her about Henry like beforehand, telling her all about him. It was our first date, and I just felt like there was so much on the line, because I knew in my head that if I liked him, I was going to go back on everything I'd said to myself about taking time for myself and not getting into a relationship, and I was just going to go for it. And he had put his cards on the table, and he had told me, look, I'm interested in a relationship, I'm not interested in just like messing about, so if you just kind of want to like have a bit of fun, like we can see how it goes, but I don't think I want that. And I just knew I'm going to go on this date with this guy and either have to decide, do I want to be with him and I'm going to pursue this, or we're just going to have to leave it there. And it just felt like there was a lot of pressure on it. So I was feeling really nervous, feeling a bit anxious. He picks me up in his car, and the second we hug each other, the second we start talking, literally all of those thoughts disappeared. I didn't think about anything. I was just so present and just having a great time with him, and it honestly was just so lovely. Like, we just had such a nice day. We just spoke the whole day. There was a point where he tried to save a bee. We were in Virginia Waters, and there was like this dying bee, and we had Calippos because we'd gone to the ice cream van, and he sacrificed the end of his Calippos to try to save this bee to give it some sugar, and it totally mugged him off. It literally just like looked back at him and then just flew away.
It did, didn't it?
So funny.
Literally looked at the clip and was like, no.
Yeah. I was like, get away from me. And we walked up to the benches on this little hill, and we sat there and we were just like people watching for like 15 minutes. And in my head, I do like to feel the silences. So in my head, it had gone really quiet and I was freaking out. I was like, having a second to like process, like we're on this date, like this is really nice. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I've run out of conversation. I was so nervous. I just like, I had my I had my tail between my legs. I literally didn't know what to say or what to do. And he's literally sitting there like, la 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 la, chilling, so relaxed. And I remember this because when we got home that day, he had texted me and said, it was so nice to see you today. Not verbatim, obviously, but he was saying, it's so nice to see you today. It's so cool that we can just chill together and not even have to make conversation. And I feel so relaxed. I was like, yeah, same. And I felt so nervous. But that was it really. Like, not to kind of pull the story to a halt so quickly, but that literally was it for the start of our relationship. We went on that first date and it just solidified all the feelings and all the nerves I'd had because...
Oh, you were second date, you're a bit worried because I shut off early.
Oh yeah. I kind of forgot that happened. But after our first date, I felt really good. I felt really confident and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. Like, they always say that, you know, you meet the right person at the right time. You can't meet the right person at the wrong time. And that kept playing in my head. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like, it's not the end of the world. I just have to go through a breakup again. And that's fine. Like, we'll get through it, sis. It's fine. But I just wanted to give it a go because I just was like falling in love with you from the get-go. So for our second date, we go mini golfing, and at the end of the day, I was like, oh, I've got like an extra bit of time. Like, I haven't actually got to go see my friends for another couple hours. Like, if you're free, like, just want to chill for a bit longer. And in my mind, I thought he really likes me, so he's gonna stay. And he goes, oh, sorry, I'm just going to my mate's house. But that's all he like said. He was like, I'm going around to my mate's house, so like, sorry, I've got to go. And at the time I thought, oh my God, he doesn't like me. Like, he doesn't like me. And I was questioning everything. And I thought I was oblivious to all the cues that had said that he didn't like me beforehand. And I thought, fuck, like, I fucked this up. Like, he doesn't like me. Between the second and third date, because we had actually arranged the third date before the second date, I thought he's going to cancel this third date. He's gone off me. I was overthinking all of our texts, overthinking everything he said. We hadn't talked on the phone and I was like, oh, maybe we're just going on this third date and he's gonna let me down gently. Anyways, we go on this third date. Oh, it cut out. I ran out of storage on my phone, so I'm just recording on his now. Literally a day later, and I had been panicking, like texting my sister, texting my friend Pavan, texting Maisie, being like, he doesn't like me, this is going nowhere. I've been like, I've missed all the social cues, like, he is not interested. And the very next day, he texts me and he asked me to meet his parents. He was like, it's my mum's birthday barbecue in a couple of weeks and I was wondering if you would like to come to it and beforehand, like, meet them so it's not like too overwhelming on the date. And I was like, what the hell? Like, is this guy playing me so hard that I can't see it? Like, what is going on? And I was so happy and so excited. And obviously I just went to go meet them and we had the best time. He made a pad thai for our first dinner together and it was really nice. And that was it really. We were like pretty much official from the get-go because after I'd met his parents, after our third date technically, because we had another date before that, we pretty much made it official on the 27th of September. I had to tell you to ask me to be your girlfriend.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember that bit.
Oh well, I do. And that was it really. And that is the story of how we met and how we got together, and we have been together ever since. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.